trivia and a lot of things we don't want, like war, disease, the whole bit. And I'll tell you right now, as far as I'm concerned, right now, this world is on a trek to disintegrating. It is going to come to an end, but we are in a lot of trouble, and I think America is going to go through something. I don't think we're in the happy situation that George Bush tries to tell us we're in. I don't believe any politician anymore. They have been here for many years, these extraterrestrials. Michael Salla, researcher about the subject, says there are 36,000, I get this, 36,000 benevolent extraterrestrials in California alone. They look just like Earth humans and have jobs and positions. Some have high positions. For instance, there was this one guy named, some of you people may have heard of this, Val Thor. He was visited the Pentagon. I had a picture of him once out of a magazine. He looks just like us. There are some differences. He had no fingerprints. Anyway, that was quite a long time ago. That was about, maybe 40 years ago when he was there. I haven't heard much about if he left or what, not much about him for quite a while. But right here in Wisconsin, and in case there's a lot of you people here that haven't heard much about Wisconsin, and Wisconsin's a funny state. Hardly anybody even know where Wisconsin is, but we do have our little mysterious happenings here. For instance, last fall we had about 5 sightings of Bigfoot. One of these creatures was about 7 foot tall, and there was a guy with the Department of Natural Resources. He was going around picking up roadkill. He had a big deer in back. I think the thing weighed about 150 pounds. So he gets in his truck. It was late at night. All of a sudden, he notices his truck starts to rock back and forth, doing the old rock and roll. And he looks in the mirror, and here he sees this creature back there, like this Bigfoot, which had peculiarly a face like a wolf. He picks up this 150-pound roadkill, a deer, and throws it on his shoulder like it doesn't weigh anything, and he runs off with it. Now, there were 2 little boys in this vicinity, about 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and they 2 little boys saw it, and they were interviewed on television. Then there was another guy. He was with the Department of Natural Resources, but he also saw this Bigfoot. Apparently, they were all seeing the same thing. Wisconsin has its share of extraterrestrials, and these extraterrestrials, they have a place where they are harbored. For how long, I don't know how long they're going to stay there. They go down into a city in Lake Michigan. Now, there's airlocks in Lake Michigan. People have seen this. It's the northern part. I can't tell exactly where it is, but they see the extraterrestrials plunge into this lake, come out of it. When they plunge into it, it's a massive cluster of air bubbles coming where the airlock is opening beneath it. It looks like a huge cauliflower up top of the water. They go down there in this airlock, and then they go into this city through the bottom of the ocean, and they go into huge caverns down there. I did a painting of that once. There's a woman who used to run an art studio up here in Fond du Lac. She has the painting. It was a pastel painting. It's worth quite a little money, I'd say. And it was called The City of Mermaids Underneath Lake Michigan. This is a city that is encompassed around a huge lake down there. Around this lake are huge mermaids, maybe over 100 feet tall, holding a globe above their heads that are lit. They kind of light the whole area up, and there's also other types of lighting they use. I don't understand it all, believe it. But this is some of the things we have here in Wisconsin. Another thing we had last fall was the thing called Mothman. Probably a lot of you people know what that is. That's a huge creature, also about 7 feet tall, and has bat-like wings, and can take off and fly and chase cars down the road. Actually, a lot of this was seen out in Point Pleasant, I believe Virginia, or was it West Virginia? And we saw things like that. We have a werewolf down in Walworth. But Wisconsin is alive with supernatural phenomena, although most of the time we aren't giving the attention and that we should be getting an acknowledgement that Wisconsin's a pretty mysterious place. Now, I'll go on to this here. Let me know when my time's up, Sheldon. I sure you will. But
we'll go into a commercial here in about 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. It's this woman that you're going to have on. She's more or less represents the fundamentalist people who groups are being told these visitors, meaning the extraterrestrials, are evil and are here to destroy life on this planet. This is not the truth. Religions are man-made and now wants the power to destroy our consciousness and advance it to these benevolent visitors. And the benevolent visitors are here to help us join the galactic population in service to others, not go to war, etc. That's one word I couldn't figure out. Anyway, I hand wrote this and I jammed one word up there, so pardon my mispronunciation of this stuff. But this guest Shell's going to have tonight is coming from more or less this train of thought. However, I'm not picking on her. It's interesting, and she might have a lot of good things that I don't have. Although I'll say to those of you who have never heard me, although this may sound redundant, I said it before. When I was quite young, I was taken on board ship probably about 4 or 5 times, maybe more. I know it was more than once. And I had a chip in my left ear, and I still am affected by that. And I always had a very curious interest in mythology and the extraterrestrials, and it kind of affected my life, and for either the good or the bad. Some of it made my life a little rough, and some of it made it pretty interesting.
Okay, Bob, the commercial music's coming on now.
I'll be cutting off. Yeah, if you can, Sheldon, let me hear a little bit of her show.
Sure, we'll do. I'll call you back here in about 2 minutes. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, folks, you're listening to The Light of Day, coming to you live Wednesday evening, May 2nd, 2007. This is the Edge Broadcasting Network. Stay tuned for Sherry Schreiner.
Alien Seeker News has blasted off and is providing a new and important resource for everyone interested in UFOs, aliens, alien abductions, Bigfoot, Chupacabra, and more. Featuring 5 of the top UFO radio talk shows, lots of information and articles in free forums, Alien Seeker News has launched on its journey to greatness. Go to alienseekernews.com, register for the free forums, and get the classic Flying Saucers Are Real by Major Donald Kehoe as a free ebook. Join today.
September 11th, 2001 changed the world, and the world is now realizing that the official story of that infamous day just doesn't make sense. The overwhelming majority of Americans believe that there is a government cover-up, according to a CNN poll. 9/11 in plain sight. The director's cut is a compilation of unaltered news footage and photos from major networks and publications that raises questions that officials dare not ask, let alone answer. The worldwide fire